Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Adventures in Arcane Space. Once again, I am your Dungeon Master, AuldDragon, and the players are...
Hi, I'm David Big Mac Shepherd. I play Braxon Miacc, who's a human fighter and has recently been promoted to captain of the Company of the Broken Sword.
Hi, I'm Daikami-sama and I play Solas Ebha, who is Half-Elven Cleric Mage of Ogma.
Hello, everyone. I'm Salen Motor. I play Finnel'ar Mohani, a druid from Grayspace.
Hey there, I play the character of Lafdul Moonglade. My name is also Zakad, which I completely forgot about. He's from Realm Space, not Zakad, Lafdul. And he's a Might class, and he has a funny gimmick. He makes funny titles. Well, his current funny title is an oxymoron, a double oxymoron at that. It's a turbulent and tranquil, tenacious and terrified trailblazer. So, yeah.
Are you sure Zakad isn't from Realm Space? I'm pretty sure I heard Zakad was from Realm Space.
Nah, Sakad is from Falx.
So we are down 2 players today, one of whom literally lost internet access right before we started playing, so hopefully it will come back before the end of the game, but we'll see.
Well, that's all right. While he's away, you can just kill Lafdul.
Yeah.
I mean, that won't affect their characters, so, you know.
Wow. You say that until they need the Lafdul to heal them. But, there is a Solas.
I mean, there's there's a Finn.
Finnel.
Yeah. There's
I mean,
2 others who can heal now.
Oh, and Ockar, apparently.
That's true.
You can heal them safe.
But Ockar is one of the ones who's missing, so.
While James is missing, you can briefly give us the holy sword you have been holding out. We can give it back to you before James goes.
That would be ironic.
Yeah, maybe Braxon shouldn't have lent Lafdul his special boots.
Lafdul finds it, Lafdul breaks it, comes back and says, "Sorry, Ockar." Had it,
no, because
lost it.
That would happen to Lafdul. Lafdul will be more worried about his stuff being broken than other people's stuff being broken, but he just doesn't want it to happen. So, as wingy as Lafdul is, I'm just trying to find something in the group chat. 1 moment.
All right, so to recap, Lafdul and Finnel'ar headed over the mountain ridge to try to get to this one particular pirate/smuggler's town that they have been made aware of on New Atari. They do know of another one, but this is one that they chose to go after. And in the course of that, Lafdul got almost murdered by a pair of kitties. Mean kitties with tentacles growing from their shoulders.
Yeah. Turns out, don't cast spells when you're being meleeed.
Yeah, weird thing, huh?
Those pretty much the normal average kitties.
No,
So
Lafdul got attacked by a displacer beast and a placer beast.
So Finnel'ar has headed back to the rest of the party, and his trip did take a bit longer, but it was mostly uneventful. Lafdul, you have
Got as close as I can, I guess.
Yeah, and you used your camouflage spell to get to about 50 feet away from the edge of town. You would realize that at that point, the camouflage would no longer function because it only functions in wilderness, and the outskirts of town would not be considered wilderness.
Could I hold on to it, but just stay ever so slightly at the edge?
I mean, you can skirt around for, do some scouting.
Yeah, I just want to observe, well, hopefully, if I was still camouflaged, but if I haven't, then
at the same time, like, it limits you to 10 feet per round.
Yeah, no, I'm just looking from where I'm...
Right, I understand.
Somewhere.
And it took you a while to get to this point, so it wouldn't last that long at that point.
Yeah, but I got like a minute, maybe, to look around. See only humans that are around, or
Yeah, you got,
bodies, humanoids.
I mean, you got a few minutes to just look around if that's what you're gonna do.
Yeah, that's what I
yeah.
want. It's just kind of like how many people are in the area, what are they made up of, because it influences what kind of disguise I'm going to take. Because
So
obviously I saw mostly humans, but there are a few demi-humans, hobgoblins,
it
minotaur
was
guards and
there.
stuff, but it's...
It wasn't mostly humans. It was there was
Wasn't
a.
it?
I don't think so. I didn't write down exactly what I said, but
No, I
there's a
thought
large
it
number
was.
of minotaurs, a large number of human slash very human-like demi-humans, i.e., elves, half-elves, maybe some others that you're not familiar with.
Half-orcs.
Quite possibly. I mean, they would count. So would possibly orcs. There's a few goblinoids, some shorter figures, maybe dwarves, that sort of thing.
Just thinking, my hat disguise, it doesn't change my voice, does it? I still sound like Lafdul.
Let me check.
Because this is something I've never realized. Whenever I've changed into a woman, I'd still sound like a guy. Or a dude.
Yeah, well, yeah, but you're also an elf.
Yeah, but to another elf, it's very noticeable.
To another elf, it would be very noticeable, but I mean, you could also just pitch your voice up, and it would be a lot less noticeable.
Yeah, but I want to know how this works anyway. So
Elves are not likely to get the deep rumbling voice of that you get from a lot of other male races.
Braxon when he's
I'm
telling a pun.
looking it up right now. Hold on a second.
Just don't sing "I was born under a wandering star" and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
I don't have it written down there. Not sure why I don't have it written down there, but obviously I need to do that after the session, so I don't have to look this up. Because I remember vaguely what it does to your appearance. I do not remember at all what it does, if it does anything related to a voice. So give me just a moment. I mean, the thing is that you've got your disguise proficiency, and that does help with disguising your voice. Now, if you had acting, well, I mean, I would allow that.
It just says about appearance. It doesn't say anything
I know,
about
but
voices.
right, yeah, but it's still, it makes sense to me that when you go with a disguise, you would also want to at least change the pitch of your voice a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see. Nope, says nothing about your voice.
Yeah, so it'd still be good old
It's just
high-pitched
appearance.
voice. All right. Yeah, well, I'm going to play it off as a half-elf, I guess. No. Yes, maybe. I wasn't sure about this, that's the problem. Even when you have time to think about it, because you don't know what's going to happen when you arrive. There are no elves, or there's just very, very few of them.
So again, like
plus I know-
you're identifying figures by their general profile, their outline, their shadowy form, kind of thing. It's easy to distinguish a minotaur from most of the others. It's easy to distinguish goblins from most of the others. It's easy to distinguish, dwarves from most of the others. But humans, half-elves, and elves, not so easy to distinguish in that regard. Occasionally you can say, yes, that person is definitely a human, because they're way too big to be an elf, so far as you know. But at the same time, like, when it comes to elves and female humans, that's where you're.
They're quite slim.
Yeah, that's where the line's getting blurred and you can't tell because
Do I?
it's. Keep in mind, it's nighttime.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah, you're in darkness this whole time. You're on the dark side of the moon.
Is the do I obviously I've learned that dwarves have a hatred for goblinoids. Do I know if that extends to all dwarves?
Well, it never extends to all dwarves because each one is an individual.
No, but I mean, as a generally they don't like them. But particularly, like for example, if I was thinking of Dwerger, do I know if they hate goblinoids?
You have no idea.
All right, it's a bit too far fetched. Me,
I mean, you'd probably assume that they do.
but they're more tolerant, judging by their culture.
No, I mean you don't know anything about Duergar culture other than they're apparently evil and they live deep underground.
Yeah.
Other than that, everything that you would quote unquote know about them would be assumptions based on the fact that they're dwarves or based on comments from other dwarves.
This is going to be really ironic, and this is either a terrible idea or a fantastic idea. I'm going to make myself look like a drow.
Okay.
This is either going to work amazingly or terribly, but I think they're the most kind of like, It's an evil pirate community. It would attract those kind of people, I would hope.
It's up to you. All right, so you use your hat of disguise to turn yourself
Actually,
into a drow?
Can I make myself like a half drow? Do I know of them?
I mean,
I
you
must have
know
heard.
of them, but you don't. I don't know that you know what they would look like.
It's just that, well, what could I ascertain about Sinri then? Because she was kind of like an odd,
Yeah, but
darker skinned elf.
She was an elf, not a half breed, half drow, half human.
Wasn't she like lighter skins than but darker? Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna go for a lighter skin dark elf. I guess that's what I'm going for.
The drow that you've encountered have been fairly uniform, and your knowledge of drow is fairly uniform.
All right, I guess I'll go for the quintessential then.
I mean, partly so like while you have a lot of control over that, I think that if you were trying to if you were trying to turn yourself into something that you haven't personally experienced, like going for a complexion of a race that you have not personally seen, I would probably give people a chance to see if you got it right, kind of thing. Because if you haven't personally seen someone of that type, then you don't know if you're getting it right, and it may look very incongruous to those who are familiar with them.
I suppose. No, there was kind of like some irony based on where I got this hat of disguise from.
I mean, it's up to you.
No, maybe. No. Can I? Is there any people that I can see around? Obviously, there's people so I can see around. Is there any like worker types, late night workers?
So the fact that you are in darkness on this part of the world, you would kind of realize that. I mean, you've been in darkness this whole time. It has not turned to.
Everyone's relying on infravision, so I assume
daylight. Well, no. There are lamps in the city, in the port town. But it's like flickering torchlight along the street and stuff like that. There's heavy, deep shadows everywhere. It is night, and
there's no continual light spells.
Not
That would be-
outside.
Oh.
There might be some inside, but you can't tell that from here. They're relying on good old-fashioned torch or lamplight to light the streets, which
It's easily distinguished.
it makes it easy to traverse the streets. In that, you know, you can see the edges of the streets, you can see the doorways and stuff like that, but there are heavy, deep shadows everywhere.
There's no like continual fairy fire or anything, is there? Or moss, glowing moss.
I mean, not around here.
Sorry, I'm checking the range of one of my spells.
This place isn't permanently in darkness. It's just that darkness, the nighttime on this moon, is more than just the normal half of a day kind of cycle.
Oh, 30 yards. How many feet away am I?
50-ish.
100
50-ish. Something like that.
yards is 3 times foot, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I could cast no customs on someone if it's got 30 yards.
Okay.
I want to go for like a sailor, someone that's, some dark work or something.
A little bit hard to pick that out.
Someone that's carrying something. That's not a Minotaur.
Okay. All right, so you end up having to wait a bit. You're not sure exactly whether the town is on its day cycle or night cycle right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That spell did work.
That's why I tried to went for the local. I don't want to sound offensive, but the local pleb that has the lowest chance of not resisting.
All right, so you've used your Hat of Disguise to turn yourself into a Drow elf, correct?
No, I'm just gonna go with human.
Okay.
I figured pointing out what you pointing out what I should know, then maybe I shouldn't do that.
I mean, you've encountered Drow before.
Yeah, but I've never interacted with them. I don't know what their personality is like. The general tone of how they approach people.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, everyone is different. I was going for more the appearance.
Which...
I was describing the appearance. I wasn't talking about, because so much of a difference could just be chalked up to different experiences and different personality.
They're not native from this sphere either, so...
I was just trying to point out that, because you were talking about going for a lighter complexion Drow, and I'm like, you haven't encountered
if I go
one,
for a standard one... No, I am going to try it. I'll try my luck. This will either work brilliantly or terribly. But I know it should give me what?
I mean, it's entirely up to you. I just wanted to, because you were talking about a lighter complexion Drow, and I'm like, you haven't encountered one, so you can't be making that change.
It's more of a case of I wanted to go for someone that looked like they've been outcast. At the outcasts of like society, usually the half-breeds.
I mean, you might kind of want to focus on what you're going to be telling people, talking to people, and what your goal is, and consider that.
No, I'll go human. I'm straight up human. Yeah, because I'm overcomplicating this, and I'm thinking of like a million things, and that is like making me be distracted.
All right, so let's start fresh, just to make this easy. What is your plan to go into town and do? Like, not specifically detailed, but like, what are you going to do here? Like, as a general overarching idea.
Try and look like I'm running an errand, I guess.
No, let me rephrase. What is your goal in the town?
out to find out information about the pirates. So I'm going to be asking questions, maybe purchasing supplies, asking a question here or there.
Okay. So you are specifically going to be asking questions about the group. Is there a disguise that you think would help you with that cover? Or give you
Some
cover to that?
kind of sailor pirate, just a crewman, not a particularly fancy one, but a reasonably built, maybe scarred here or there.
Okay. So do you want to go with that as your disguise?
Yeah,
Okay. So what race?
human.
Okay.
And my noise is not. Can I have like some like clothes that blends in with my leather, so to speak, so it's not so obvious when I walk around that I'm wearing something that I don't sound like. So like some maybe tighter. Well, not tighter. This is like. I was thinking it's like
since
suede or
leather
something.
doesn't affect your move silently rating, I wouldn't say that it's going to sound
It's
particularly
not a
different to
consideration.
normal clothes. If you're wearing leather
Right.
armor, it's not going to be like, oh, he's wearing leather armor, I can hear it, and yet he looks like he's wearing something else. It's not really going to be
All
a
right,
big
maybe
thing.
when I encounter that level 20 thief that knows what's up. All right, no, all right, regular sailor, appropriate sailor armor equipment.
I mean, a lot of sailors will wear leather armor, so
Yeah.
it's entirely up to you. All right, are you any other like specific things that you want to change about you?
I'll be wearing a bandana to cover up my. Well, obviously, my hat of disguise will be. Can I actually? I don't have a bandana on me.
Your hat of disguise can become a bandana.
It can. I know it can. Do I? How do I know it can change its appearance?
Yeah,
To not be a hat.
it specifically does change its appearance. It
Yeah,
does
but
have to be a
do
sort
I
of.
know that?
Yeah, of course you do.
Alright, can I have it just be? Can I still have a hat, but it be a necklace?
Right. Well, no, it can't be a necklace, but the hat of disguise has to be some sort of.
Cloak clasp?
No, it has to be something on your head. It could be anything from a hairband to a comb to a hat to a bandana to uh, you know, any sort of head covering that you can think of or hair ornament.
Can it become monocle?
I mean, I'd probably say no. It's got to go on your head, not your face.
That's actually quite clever, actually. I like that one.
But you were just
shame.
talking about a bandana. It
Yeah,
could
but
be a bandana.
yeah, alright, a bandana.
I mean, it could also be any of the typical classical pirate hats or something like that. It's up to
Yeah,
you.
well, that's what I was thinking. A bandana, pirate, kind of like just an easy cloth over your head, kind of tie back.
Yeah, that's fine. It just has to be something that's on your head.
Yeah, so that's what I'll go with. Obviously, I can't tell colors around here. I'm gonna go for like a dark red bandana.
All right. Any other special notes you want to make about the clothing or equipment that you're changing? Otherwise, I'm just assuming it's super generic.
I didn't notice. Obviously, it's nighttime. I couldn't tell what people were wearing, colors or anything.
Not easily. I mean, you can get some glimpses of things as people walk near the torchlight and stuff like that, but nothing stood out to you as unusual or special.
No, just like tan browns, dark colors, basically. Dark reds, dark browns, tan, brown.
I mean, all right. So again, like, I'm fine with you just saying super generic. sailor's outfit kind of thing. I'm only asking if there's something specific that you want to do that's not just supposed to look like a generic sailor's outfit.
Well, nothing I can think of off the top of my head.
That's fine. If there's nothing you can think of offhand, I'm not asking you to try to elicit something. I'm just trying to find out if there's something special that you had in mind. Okay. So you are still about 50 feet away. I would also assume that in addition, your camouflage has expired by now. But in addition to everything that you were doing, I'm assuming that you'd position yourself to
Be within
be
walking
hidden.
distance.
Well, to be hidden initially.
Yeah.
So
Did my no customs tell me anything about the customs of this place then? I mean, like uniforms or anything like that? Who to approach, who not to approach? Don't do this at this time.
the big one is don't piss off the Minotaurs.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Don't piss off the Minotaur bully guards. Essentially, that's more what they are.
Is there anything about saying about fights, briberies, or?
All of those are perfectly acceptable so far as you know.
All right. Yeah.
It is definitely a rough and tumble type town.
How many? Can I see any Minotaurs around?
A fair bit.
Yeah.
I think you estimated earlier. And I can't remember exactly what I said, but I think it was something like at least a third, maybe more, were Minotaurs.
How many non-Minotaurs are there around?
Well, that would be everything else.
Oh. No, I mean in the area that I'm approaching, where I'm walking into, so I don't walk in as the only human full of Minotaurs or whatever.
Well, but see, a lot of that, we haven't even gotten to how you're going to enter town.
Well, I don't know how I can enter town other than walking in.
So there's no wall. There's no particular wall. It's just the buildings kind of stop, and then there's a little bit of a cleared space between where you are and the nearest buildings.
So it's basically a dash for it.
No,
Or-
I mean it's also nighttime, and there are no. It's not like the town is ringed in torches, so you could certainly try hiding in shadows to get up to the town. It is nighttime, remember.
Yeah, no, I'll try and hide in shadows. I'll use his thief abilities that he has trained so hard for, clearly.
That
Or just wants you to go forward and walk into the bear pit he's made.
that your deity
Oh.
wants you to use rather than his granted powers, yes.
That's a question for debate. No, because I'm casting too many spells. No, I'm just going to try and sneak in.
Okay. So basically, you can try to sneak up to the edge of a building and just like wait until there's a clear spot on the street.
And just
that you're
walk in.
Yeah, and just like stay in the shadows until you get within the town, and then you can just like act as if you just turned a corner and came out into a brighter part of the street, and you just walk where you want, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What is your hide and shadow score?
Oh, I got +5. Yay. Might make all the difference. Hide and shadows is in leather. 55.
Okay. Okay. Are you taking any special extra precautions when you move from your spot to the edge of the town other than hiding in shadows?
If I move silently, then I'll be even slower, won't I?
It's only 50 feet. You can get there in...
Yeah, I'll try and move quietly.
Okay, what is your move silently?
65.
Okay. Okay. So you attempt to sneak up to the edge of town.
He attempts.
And so far as you know, no one has noticed you. In that no one has, called out specifically to you or said, like, hey, what's that over there? Or anything like that. So now you're at the edge of the town, hiding up against the wall of the building, kind of peeking around the corner. There's a few people on the street. Do you want to continue up there trying to stay in the shadows until you get deeper into the town?
If there's a group of people, I can just walk into the crowd, so to speak.
There's no crowds. It's like
Wow, how many people?
It's people walking the streets. Occasionally
With torches or
no, there's torches as street lights, or they may be gas lamps. Oil lamps, not gas lamps. And it's just people on their way to and fro. Occasionally groups of no more than 3. And you do spot a few, so you're waiting here maybe 10 minutes, just trying to observe the streets.
What does my no custom say about alcohol?
Alcohol flows
If
freely.
No, as in if you're caught drinking too much or something like that, so to speak.
So the main thing that you've learned about from No Customs is that the laws of this town are what the Minotaur guards say they are at the time that they say they are, in a lot of ways.
Do whatever you can to appease the guard, basically.
I mean, don't piss them off. There's no actual laws against drinking heavily, getting drunk, getting into fights.
No, it's a case of like I got lost wandering drunk or something, basically, maybe.
All right, so let me go back for a bit. You got up to the wall, and now you're just kind of like peeking around the corner and observing for a couple minutes what's going on. You're seeing people walking the streets, going places. Maybe they're going home. Maybe they're going to buy something. Maybe they're going to a tavern. You see some, sometimes they're in groups of up to 3. You're not seeing a whole lot of smaller groups. Larger groups, I should say. And you're definitely seeing pairs of Minotaurs patrolling. Occasionally stopping someone and talking to them, and then moving on, kind of thing.
Probably just asking what's their business or something. I don't know. Are they like actively stopping them, or are they walking with them, like making small talk?
They're actively stopping people.
Then Lafdul would like to try to avoid them.
All right.
Basically, try and time it.
So you've been able to identify. You've been able to identify 2 taverns close to the docks. There might be some others, but those are just the ones that you've been able to identify. You can make your way towards there, or you can do something else.
Could I tell what type of clientele are going in?
No, you could just tell that they were probably taverns, based on the number of people coming in and out and the...
They're not carrying like massive loads of goods into there or anything. They're fairly light. They're just walking in.
Well, so again, you were observing with not the best of conditions. It's just that they had more traffic. They appear to be brighter inside than a lot of the other buildings, and there sounded to be more noise coming from that general direction. Not that you could make anything out; they just sounded louder.
I'm gonna attempt to walk in a direction of a pub or tavern and look like I'm gonna go in there. I probably will go in there, but in the off chance I end up not going there, I'm gonna walk past.
Okay.
And try and circle around to the other tavern or something.
Are you waiting until the streets are right near you are empty before moving? Because that does happen. It's not like there's permanently people on the streets.
I'm trying to guesstimate to the best of my ability to find a point in time where there are no minotaurs.
Right. Okay. Let me go back for a second. You're on the edge of the town. You're up against the building. You're peeking around the corner.
Yeah, I'm just trying to.
Are you waiting until there's no one right around there to then slip out onto the street and sneak into the sneak along the street until you're further
Well, I
into
don't
town?
necessarily want to sneak around in town. Once I'm in town, I don't. To a certain extent, I don't care.
Then please tell me how you are getting into town from the edge of town up against this building. What conditions are you waiting for? What are you doing?
I'm looking at the patrols, not the patrols. Well, the groups of people that are walking around in town, and I have so far observed that the minotaurs are occasionally questioning them. So I'm trying to look for a opportunity when it is the seemingly most distant point in time when they would least likely ask questions because they've just recently asked them and they've also walked on. So during that period, regardless of how many people I walk into, I am going to walk amongst them, I guess, or not amongst them, but near-ish, I suppose. It just acts like the crowd, I suppose.
All right, there isn't a crowd.
The group of people, the one person, walk behind the one person, two people, whoever. This is hard for me to articulate in my mind.
Okay, so you can ask me more questions. I'm trying to make it clear that this is not a big town. It's not a crowded town. There are people going to and fro, but there is not a crowd of people anywhere. If you wanted to wait until there was no one immediately on the street around you to get into the town, you can do that.
I'm not necessarily looking for no one. I'm happy with walking into a group of people or a person, so to speak, as long as there's no minotaurs near them. That's the only thing that I'm worried about.
All right. Well, when I'm talking about people, some of them are minotaurs. The minotaurs going in pairs are clearly guards, but not all the minotaurs around here are guards. Some of them apparently are just residents of the town.
Yeah. Well, I don't see the distinction between I'm
You can ask me more questions to get a better feel if you're not understanding what I'm explaining. I'm perfectly fine elaborating on what I'm trying to describe to you. I want you to understand what the town is. They're ramshackle buildings. The streets are not particularly straight. It definitely appears organic where buildings were just built wherever. There are people moving about, going about their business. There is not a crowd because this town probably doesn't have more than like 150, 200 permanent residents. There's probably people from the two ships that are in dock also moving about.
I'm just gonna walk into the Farrow. Was it Farrowway? Where people are heading towards a tavern, I guess. Try and pick a pace where I'm between groups of people, I guess.
Right. So, like, think about a small town at night.
Well, I say groups of people. When I say group, I mean like it's been like 2 minutes. It's been like a minute since so and so walked up there. It's a minute before someone behind me will come in between. So I'm going in between those two groups. That's what I'm trying to articulate.
Okay.
Going between two people walking.
Right.
At two separate groups.
What I'm also trying to explain to you is that there are times when you see no one on the street. Because of that, because someone has not come along while someone else has moved on, the patrols are off somewhere else. You can go in at that point and stay in the shadows until you got to a point where you either have to come out or you feel comfortable to just walk along the street as if you're anyone else.
So I don't feel comfortable walking along the street. Is that what you're implying?
If you just stride into town from where you are right now, You may
Oh,
generate
from
some
where
questions.
I
Yeah,
am.
because you're on the edge of town. I've said that multiple
I-
times. You have not moved from the edge of town yet.
All right, then I'll have to hide and wait and just wait until an opportunity presents itself and get to the next closer bit towards town.
No, you're at the edge of town. You're up against a building that is one of the last buildings on this edge. But if you just walk out into Torchlight,
No, I'm going to go to building to
hold
building.
on, let me finish. If you just walk out into Torchlight, as it sounded like you were saying, of just waiting until they're like not waiting until there's no one around, then someone might question why you were on the edge of town. What were you doing beyond the buildings, kind of thing?
Well, that's why I was asking about the drunkenness earlier on. I might just got drunkenly wandered off or something.
I mean, you could certainly do that if you wanted to just stride into town acting drunk. That's a plan that you could do. I'm trying to figure out how you're going about this.
No, that's kind of like if I get caught, I suppose. I was just gonna wait until the coast is clear and try and sneak further in.
Okay. And basically just get a few buildings in and then act as if you're just a normal person on their business, about their business?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the kind of thing I was looking for.
Well, it's hard to visualize, I guess. What?
Okay. So, you staying up against the walls of the buildings and staying beyond the edge of Torchlight as much as possible. You do get a few buildings in, keeping an eye out, ducking down behind like a barrel next to a building if someone's coming, until you're, a few buildings in such a place that you feel safer just acting as if you're a normal person in town. Come around a corner and begin just walking as if you're on your way someplace.
Did I?
Where are you going in town? What are you looking for? What kind of building are you looking for?
I'm just going for a generic tavern at the moment.
Okay. All right, and you were about to ask something?
Did I learn of any names or places for my new customs? As in, like, you need to go there if something happens. Like, I don't know, you broke someone's good. You need to go to that building to get it repaired or something like that.
I'm not sure that
It's
you learn that sort of thing. That feels a little bit too specific and not custom. Custom is more along the lines of you don't shake hands. You do shake hands. You bow instead of shaking hands. You take off your shoes before going into the building. You don't take off your shoes before going into the building. That sort of thing.
All right.
And you learn general, like, you'll learn some law stuff, but it's more the customs laws as opposed to the actual legal code.
I just wake my way to a tavern, I guess.
Okay. All right. So there were two. You can go for the closer one, or you can go for the farther one. You don't really know much about it at this point, so it may be 6-1, half dozen the other, but it's your choice.
Could I see the ships that were still in dock? Because I saw ships.
There's a galleon and a damselfly.
Yeah. I couldn't read their names from all the way back wherever I am.
No, you'd have to go down to the docks to do that.
Yeah. Docks are probably off limit at night. If I'm assuming this is night. Does it seem quite populous?
Really hard to tell right now. You don't know enough about what's going on in town.
Well,
to a certain extent, you'd probably guess that since this is a pirate smuggler town and nighttime on New Atari lasts for more than nighttime on most worlds, it's days long.
Several nights, several days before it's day. So.
Right. and then it's day for several days, kind of thing.
Oh.
You would guess that there may only the only difference between day and night may be what is open. You know, what stores and businesses are open. This is not the type of place that would close down the docks at quote unquote night.
No, I just go into the tavern.
Nearest to the
To
tavern?
see what. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I have maybe like 30 seconds just to see who goes in.
Okay.
Well, maybe a minute, I don't know.
So the sign outside has a picture of pieces of armor that go on the arms and an ornate helmet, just kind of like sitting on a platform or a table or something like that together. And the words underneath it read, the Braxon Bassinet. And it appears to be fairly rowdy. That said, this is the farther one from the docks.
Well, it just kind of have to try my luck and go in.
Okay. All right, so you go in.
See what I see.
It is brightly lit with oil lanterns and a large fire burning in the hearth.
How much do I stand out compared to everyone else based on my disguise?
Not very. There's a
good.
lot of humans, and there's a good number of minotaurs. There's, at quick count, 20 people here. Some of those are, the proprietor and couple serving staff. It's not a big town. Keep in mind.
Can I go?
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
No. There is someone doing some performance, some bawdy songs on a table. A human male. And getting good laughs and cheers from the people listening. There's some other groups sitting around talking amongst themselves. It generally has a upbeat, rowdy atmosphere. It's not particularly threatening.
I try to observe for not find a place to sit down, I guess. See what people are ordering, get up, try hellware, get whatever the locals getting, so I act like I know what I'm ordering, rather than asking. I will just order something as weak as I can get.
So you have a choice between sitting at a table where there's some people already sitting at, or you can go up to the bar and sit at the counter itself.
Go at the bar.
There's a couple people at every table, basically, but there is space at the tables.
No, I'll go to the bar.
All right. So
I'll see if I can loiter a tiny bit before going to the bar.
All right. So you act like you're just looking around, trying to figure out what the best place to sit is, and then decide on the bar. Quick survey of the people here. Again, they do appear to be mostly sailors. You would guess that they might be slightly better paid than common sailors. At a guess, a few of them might be officers on ships or something like that. And as I said, some of them are minotaurs, and they don't appear to be... you don't see, a group of minotaurs and a group of humans. The minotaurs and the humans are all intermixed, not treating each other differently.
Probably crewmates.
Or they're not seeing each other as different. It's impossible to tell whether all these people are from the same ship or anything like that. But then you go up to the bar. You could probably sit with a spot on either side to you, There's a couple other people at the bar just drinking alone, and then there's a pair of people sitting at the bar talking to each other.
Yeah, I just get a drink, nurse my drink for a little bit.
All right.
Get an ale or something. I try to drink it slowly.
All right. So the proprietor comes up. Ah, what can I get you?
Anything good on tap? I ask him first.
Well, it's quite popular, but it's a bit more expensive. Finest thing I got is a fine Ryorkson ale. If that's a little too rich for your blood, we got a few spirits from Naraka, some ale and a beer. Not quite as expensive.
An ale from Naraka,
Right.
I guess.
That'll be 2 copper pieces.
I pay the guy copper. I do have some copper. I have like 5 copper on me.
All right. He pockets coins and brings you a pretty good sized mug. You would guess that some of these mugs are like, because of the number of minotaurs around here, you're guessing that all the drink sizes are keyed towards minotaur interests, more so than the humans. So it's a good size. You'd say somewhere between 25 and 50% more than the mugs that you're used to. And you start nursing it.
Okay. Yeah, just observing what's going on at the moment. What's like the going word? Like, I don't know if there's any commonality between conversations that I can hear in here.
All right,
Everyone's talking
you're
about
gonna try
this.
to hear noise.
Yeah.
Okay. Like eavesdrop on some conversations. Are you acting in any particular way as you're doing this?
No, I'm not going out my way to listen. I'm just looking at my drink, just drinking it for the minute.
Okay.
I'm not turning my head or anything, so I'll probably get disadvantage, but it's just kind of being as subtle as I can.
What is your hear noise score?
45. I don't believe I get a bonus with higher dex.
No, you most definitely do not.
Yeah, that's the one that I was like, no, I'm pretty sure I don't get it. It's all my skills I get. Not now.
All right. Unfortunately, it's a little bit too rowdy in here to pick out individual conversations without.
Do I hear words?
A little bit more. Most of the words that you're hearing are from the guy singing the bawdy songs over by the hearth, and people commenting on that.
I'm just looking at my inventory to see if I can pretend that I'm reading a book or something. Actually, yeah, this is did anything about my This is a bit of a play. I don't know if I should do this. Because I know the pirates... Was it the Shrike that used poisons? Do I know if all the pirates use poison? It was just a Shrike.
The Strike is known to use poison, yes. You don't know about other pirates.
Because I could pretend to be reading my book that has my notes on poison research. I look like I'm just adding to it.
I mean, keep in mind that this is a noisy atmosphere.
Yeah, it probably isn't the best. I could be like reading it just to double check supplies and like tear out a page towards the end and write down some generic herbs on that page, like a shopping list.
It's up to you.
I just stopped at the tavern just to write a shopping list. Yeah, I'm just gonna write some generic herbs on the on a sheet of paper that I tear out of my book. That's probably getting quite full up at this point.
All right. The proprietor sees you doing this, and he says, "Oh, what you got there?"
Just doing some grocery shopping. Gotta get supplies. Do you? I try to. I name a. Can I roll herbalism to attempt to play off and ask him? Do you know where I can get this herb or something? I'm just acting like I'm writing down supplies, and
What kind of
he
herb?
asked.
What kind of herb? You don't have to be too specific, but what kind of herb are you looking for? Is it a healing herb? Is it a anti-poison herb? Is it just a general mood-altering herb? That kind of thing.
Like, I suppose like a purgative, actually.
Okay.
Something that's good at cleaning your guts out.
Well, the
Yeah.
best shop around here is Black Hills Greengrocer.
Yeah, I'm sure I tried the other day. They didn't have it. Well, I say other day. Day is the other night, I guess. I could try my luck again. Do you know when they're restocked?
Oh, I know. No idea. You'd have to talk to Xeroxes.
Alright. Thanks for the shout. Uh,
We got some meals if you'd like.
do you got any sandwiches? I guess, I don't know.
No, it's mostly stew. We got a.
Well, some stew and some bread will do.
Yeah, that's a good choice. It's a good choice.
It's probably the only thing they got.
So that'd be 5 copper.
Really? I have to give him a steal. Can you change the steal?
I can give you change.
Alright. Cheers.
All right, so he gives you an iron piece.
Oh, I get to add new currency to my character.
Yes, you do.
Iron piece. If I'd have more than just one iron piece.
1 iron piece. No, 1 iron piece. That's the equivalent of an electrum. And he gives you 4 bronze pieces and 5 copper.
So, 7 copper left. No, I actually had 3 iron on me. I didn't realize. Oh well.
So he comes back with a bowl of stew and a
Hopefully, an ancient instrument.
yes, he's got there's a spoon and a torn off chunk of dark bread.
So like some kind of rye bread or something.
Something like that.
So I'll attempt. Obviously, thank him for his patronage. So I forgot what you say. You just say thank you.
Thank him for the meal. Yes.
Yeah, very much. And eat, observe, maybe add some more. Pretend to add more stuff to my shopping list, and just see if I can hear anything.
The stew isn't bad, but it's definitely not good. The meat's a little gamey.
I don't know any of the local things. I suppose I'll casually mention that I to the barman around here. So it's like you got any displacer beasts? Like no. I was gonna ask that. I just realized that might not be good eating. I'm a bit. He just eats his stew for me. I'm just thinking.
Okay. So there's a few vegetables in there as well. Carrots, potatoes, that sort of thing. The stew gravy is a little bit runnier than you prefer.
Yeah.
But having the bread there to sop it all up helps out. It's filling, and it's not none of it's poorly made in any way. You think it's more the cook isn't the most skilled, and they probably aren't using great ingredients. Nothing spoiled or anything like that. Just
Yeah, considering the nature of
Yeah.
their port, they probably don't have the best suppliers. No, fits the bill, I guess.
a few of the minotaurs are eating what clearly looks like a roast of some small animal or medium-sized animal, not like a mutton
Any of the
or something like that, but something else.
pirates? Well, pirates. I say. Any of the patrons playing any games at all?
Yeah, one of the tables, there appears to be a dice game going on. It's quite raucous.
Can I observe what the wages seem to be?
They seem to be wagering bronze pieces.
How many bronze pieces did I have? I check my sheet. 4. I can observe. Well, I've done too much observing. Do I want to go over?
I don't know. Do you want to go over?
Lafdul's so indecisive at the moment. Thing is, he's so out of sorts here. I mean, yeah, I know I need to be asking around for information, but you need to be careful on how you ask information. I don't want to draw attention to myself, but it's more of a case of so far until I observe like a few things, it's hard for me to start a conversation because people are just going to ask me what I've been doing. Oh, I just finished from work. Where'd you work? I don't know where I work, so obviously I've not come up with a place to work at. It's kind of like I don't want to start a conversation until I got a little bit of backstory, ideally. Just thinking, well, the bards, is it a bard or is it just a dancer?
It's just some guy singing bawdy tavern songs.
Is anyone tipped him?
Yeah, some people have tossed some coins into a hat in front of him.
Yeah, I guess I'd do the same. Return to my stew.
What kind of coin are you tossing in, or coins?
A couple of bronze.
Okay.
I've no idea if that's good or bad, but if they're gambling bronze, it seems like a reasonable, maybe a little bit above pay grade, but yeah, decent enough tip.
All right. You put you toss 2 bronze pieces in. I mean, you'd have to go up and over there to do so, and then
Yeah, I
return to the
will do
bar.
so. Yeah.
Okay. The proprietor comes over. Can I get you anything else?
No, I need to get back to it. I'm just looking at something. 1 second. Are there any ships due in?
Oh, I got no idea. You'd probably want to talk to the portmaster. You looking for a new hire? Off your last ship?
Looking for some work, ideally. Yeah.
Yeah, portmaster would probably be the best one to talk to.
All right. I asked for directions, obviously, and if it's all right to visit him at this hour.
Kind of tweaks an eyebrow at you, but gives you some directions.
Well, not. I know where the dock is.
No,
so
but
to
he's
speak.
giving you the directions to the portmaster's office.
Yeah. Wow. Sorry, I've not been in town too long.
I get it. I imagine some of these towns all look alike, don't they?
Well, you'd be surprised, actually.
Now, if you go talk to him, I'd recommend you be on your best behavior. Acriotas is not the nicest fella. Does good work, but he don't take nothing from no one.
Yeah, well, as long as I give him my best, he should be alright, hopefully. Alright. I clear on out of this tavern because I don't want to overstay my work.
Alright.
I feel out of place here.
There's only been a couple people coming and going since you got in.
Mhm. Can I make my way over to the that plant shop, that herb shop?
It wasn't a herb shop. It was Black Hills Greengrocer.
Yeah, I've terrible memory. I'm never gonna remember any of these names.
That's fine. So you make your way over to that, and you realize pretty quickly that this is essentially a general store, and a big one at that.
Yeah.
You want to head in, or do you want to look around some?
Yeah, no, head in.
Okay.
Ask around for some purgative herbs or something, while inquiring about any ships heading into port.
All right. So you head
See.
in to the shop. It's a Upon entering, you realize that it's probably more than just a general store. This very well may be the place where a lot of goods get sold off by pirates when they've
Plunder.
when they've taken plunder.
Yeah, this is like plunder's exports or something.
Well, the sign out front did say Black Hills Greengrocer, and he's got a lot of food as
Yeah.
well. Dry food, some fresh, some not so fresh. But upon entering, you hear kind of a snort from your right, and you look over there, and there's a
So I might as well guard.
tall. Nope, it's a tall,
Oh.
very muscular minotaur wearing a leather apron, and he's essentially behind a counter. And you also see that there's at least two other minotaurs in further into the shop. And he says in a kind of a deep, rumbly voice, "Can I help you?"
Yes. Do you have any purge tips? I try to use my herbalism to try and describe a generic purgative.
Yes, yes, I think we've got something like that. He waves to one of the other minotaurs. He speaks to him in a language that you don't know, you don't recognize.
Yeah.
And he says,
Don't worry, I've...
"Follow him, he'll
Okay.
take you to where we've got the herbs that you might want."
Alright, nod, I follow.
Okay. The Minotaur shows you to a spot where there are jars of dried herbs, clearly labeled.
Do they look like the appropriate herbs?
Mm-hmm.
Lafdul says that he would... Do they look like they're sold in jars?
Yeah. Although,
I guess...
well,
no,
no, actually I would say that no, they're not. You could certainly
they
buy the jar, but you could also ask for packets.
Yeah, if they got like a little woven pack or something. Yeah, no, I get that, and I just casually ask the minotaurs as I'm picking out. I'd say I want like half a packet of that, and obviously, I guess I have to pick it out myself, or does he do it?
No,
Does he
he'll
look
do
like
it.
a shop assistant? No,
Yeah, he's
yeah,
a
and I
shop
say
assistant.
about half a jar.
Although he's also a Minotaur, and he clearly looks like he could smash your face in if you try to
No.
shoplift.
Yeah, well, they should hire these guys than brawl, you know.
So you
No,
point out what you want, and he starts packing some in. You wanted to ask him something?
Yeah, I just say, is there any ships coming into town? Into port? Do you know?
Oh, I don't
I'm
know
gonna
anything
ask.
about that. If you're looking for something specific, you'll need to talk to Xeroxes up there at the counter.
All right, fair enough.
He handles all the purchasing. Are you looking for
This
something
guy's-
specific coming in?
Can I name some kind of outlandish herb?
You can.
Some like water lily nectar or something.
Yeah,
I
absolutely
don't know. Chrono lily or something. This is going to be so outlandish for a sailor, though. No, not something like that. Something that's expensive. Something that I know that I haven't seen here that they might have.
Well, you haven't been through
Coming
the
on
whole.
a ship.
You haven't been through the whole shop.
Or as he asks me if I'm looking for something specific, I quickly look like I'm looking around for a certain thing. This, no. And then I think in my head quickly, and I say, "Do you have so and so that they don't have that I can clearly see that they don't have, but that like they might get on another ship?" So I'm just gonna say I mentioned a herb that they don't have. So yeah, I'm gonna ask the was it Xerxes?
Mhm.
If he's got this herb coming in next run, we might come across it.
Yes,
So
you need to talk to him. I do not know about that. So he hands you the packet, and
does it have a price now, or is this kind of like
no,
you
it
go
doesn't
to
have
the
a price.
counter now?
Yeah.
You shoot.
Do you head up to the counter, or do you want to look around the shops more?
I can look around to see what they've got vaguely. Anything standoutish? It's just all smuggled stuff, I guess.
You're noticing a lot of things that you would assume are smuggled. You see some barrels of whale oil that look very familiar.
What's the price on them? Oh, no, there's no price.
Yeah, there's no prices. You do see some elven weaponry in a rack with other weaponry. That stands out a little bit to you because it's elven.
Mm-hmm. Elven bows? Just out of curiosity. I'm not going to buy one, but...
No, just weapons made by elves.
Alright.
Nothing specific.
Oh, yeah, alright, then I go back to the counter.
And this place
And
does appear to
ask-
have a little bit of everything. And there are some signs that indicate that he clearly has a warehouse somewhere with more stuff. Like, some of the stuff here is like display items. Mostly that's the ship equipment. And you would guess that a lot of stuff, would be delivered from his warehouse to a ship if they needed something specific. Especially in the case of, rations and ship weaponry and sailcloth, that sort of thing.
Yeah. No, I was just trying to get an idea of what shop was what by pretending to buy something. Even though I am buying something.
Alright.
I obviously go to the counter and ask,
My boy said you were looking for... And he names the same thing that you were looking for.
yeah, I'm just wondering if it's... Well, if you can keep an eye out for it if it's not here already. If there's any ships that are coming in that might have it.
Keep an eye out, but we don't often get in herbs of that nature. I'm not familiar with it personally. Your best bet would probably be to find the gatherers. They don't come into port here.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard of them. I'd have to make a request on Reox or something. I'd gather.
What do you need that herb for? I'm not familiar with it. Is it something I would want to keep? Is it better than what you got there for dealing with your spirits?
Can I roll? Well, Lafdul's got a story in his head, but Lafdul could just say yeah. Yeah, it's a little bit better. It doesn't have as much of the. It doesn't affect your stomach as much, You don't get a horrible aftertaste. I mean, it's easier on you. That's all. It's more of you cater to the higher ups,
I'll have to see if I can get some. I know some Minotaurs would be most appreciative for that sort of thing.
That's
Is that what you want to purchase, or do you want anything else?
that's what I want to purchase. Is there any supply ships en route? I just generically ask.
Most ships don't keep a schedule.
Fair
There's
enough.
usually a new ship in at least once a week, however.
That gives me something. Once a week. How much is this?
So what exactly did you get?
It's just some generic purchase.
Right, no, right, but like, how many packets?
Half a jar.
Half a jar?
How big is a jar?
A jar is would probably be about
Alright, say
50
like
packets.
four.
Probably be about 50 packets.
I just say 4 packets worth. Then.
Okay, 4 packets. That'd be 8 steel.
Oof. I pay. I'm not gonna. Can I glean whether or not you know? I'm not gonna try. 8 steel. Yeah, I'll pay 8 steel.
All right. So you can easily put this into your medical kit.
Yeah.
I'll say that it counts as 4 uses in that.
Alright, that's not entirely wasteful. 4 steel. Sorry, I'm trying to find my money.
I know that feeling.
I'll take my healing.
If you're going to be
I can
around
do
for a
that.
little while, I can certainly keep an eye out for any specific goods that you're looking for.
I'm not going to be in town for too long. I'm looking for the next ship out. I'm not hired on at the moment, but I'm looking to hire on.
Well, either the ships in port right now might be interested. You could go to speak to their captains. The Grey Dancer's more of a smuggler than a cargo hauler, but
Great.
Bloodsea's Bane might be what you're looking for if that's what you're interested in.
Great. Sorry, I'm writing that Grey Dance. Was it Smuggler's Bane?
Bloodsea's Bane.
Oh. Bane.
Bane.
Bane. Oh. Obviously, cheers for the shout. Looks like I'll have to pay them a visit and see if they want any extra hands.
Did you want to
Bid them
ask him
good day.
anything else?
Trying to think any way to be surreptitious about it. Is this what one's this? Is this New Haunt or is the other one?
This is Black Hills.
New Haunt's on the other side, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is there? I'm fairly confident. I want to ask something about New Haunt, but
What are you thinking of asking?
how to get to New Haunt? Obviously on a ship or travel.
Yeah, he would tell you that.
Actually, I could mention about the green galleon that was recently destroyed, wasn't it? The green, oh, not the green galleon, the green emerald oak leaf. I casually ask, were there any supplies from the emerald oak leaf made their way here?
Not familiar with that ship. Is that
Yeah, it was
is that a
wrecked
smuggler?
by No, it was wrecked by the strike, I believe. I'm wondering if any of the goods made their way here.
I'm not familiar with that.
Well, that discounts Shrike coming here. At least I think. I suppose I'll casually mention it. Do the Shrike make their way here at all? And then do they drop any of their cargo off?
So real fast,
What? Well, no, because I was mentioning the Emerald Oak Leaf, and
yeah,
I mentioned that the Shrike, so it's kind of like
not
he's not
Shrike.
familiar with.
Hold on. Not Shrike, Strike. Strike. However, also
Striking.
that's not Red Njord.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. You
But I'm.
know that Red Njord is the one that attacked the Emerald Oak Leaf.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh. All right, then I will. Can I change that? Since I said
Yeah.
the Red Njord. I did have the name of the ship at one point. I forgot what it begins with. Hang on,
All right. So what would you have asked him instead?
If Red Njord's ship makes their way here, so I forgot what the ship's called.
He kind of quirks his eyebrow at your question about
I'm
Red
not from
Njord and
around
says, "No, they don't."
here. Sorry, new here in town.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll see. Leave you be. Thanks for the parachute, obviously.
I'll keep an eye out for that other herb you mentioned. Sounds like it might
Yeah,
be
and
good
I
business.
try to describe it a bit better so you can get an eye for it.
Okay.
I've not made up something fanciful. I've got a vague idea that it is a real thing.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, like you could easily make that be from Realm Space or Great Space or something that you've come across. So that's fine. Okay. You're gonna take your leave.
Yeah, I'm going to take my leave. Just wander around. Do I know if the docks are off limits?
They're not off limits.
I can go over to the docks and see which ship is which
Okay.
based on the information I got.
All right. So you head down to the docks. You would guess that it is whatever time they consider it here. It's not like midday kind of thing. There's a few people moving about, but not a whole lot. You don't see any cargo being loaded onto either ship right now.
Do I learn which one's the great answer?
Yeah, the Damselfly is the great answer, and the Galleon is the Bloodsea's Bane. You learn this mainly because the Galleon has that name on its, clearly visible, making the other one easy to identify, even though you can't see the name.
Alright. Dancer Fly, Great Dancer, Galleon Blood Scene. Bay. I'm kind of intimidated to give to Core Master, the pirate guy. Considering how he sold him as a no nonsense kind of guy, that would raise so many suspicions of my ability to ask questions thus far. It's been an enlightening experience for Paul Lafdul. He's not as good as he thinks he is at this. I'm just thinking of questions that I need to ask. I know I need to ask. I need to somehow figure out. They get a pirate ship like once a week. Red Njord ship doesn't come here. So those two are off. Who comes in and bites? After pirate ships come to port. So I'm just looking at the questions that I might ask.
All right. I mean, just because they say that they don't come here doesn't mean that they don't know anything about them, remember. I will say this to the rest of the party. Is there anything that you think that you would have told Lafdul to ask specifically?
Braxon would have reminded him of some of the cargo that we know was stolen from the ship that was attacked.
Yeah, that's all the. It was mined weren't skips, wasn't it? And some fruits and stuff.
Well, mainly if you're trying to find out stuff without giving away that you're looking for Red Njord, it might be easier to ask if they're selling the stuff that we know was stolen. That way you're asking for information from them rather than giving them information. But if
we don't know specific, we never got like a manifest. We just got the generic worked goods from that ship.
Yeah. I mean, we know where they come from, don't we?
They came out of Hiduku,
They come
I think.
from Hidoku, yeah.
You probably would have gotten a little bit, if not a manifest, but a bit more specific of a description.
We probably would have got more help after we brought back the survivors.
Well, the first officer would have a vague idea of what they had.
After we brought back the first officer and said what we were doing, they probably would have been, here's all the information you want. What I'm getting at is, if they have some stuff that would be on the black market, which would identify that it did come from that ship or some of the other ships that were being attacked, you could see if they got that. But if Red Njord isn't coming in, maybe you want to find out if the guys there don't like Red Njord as well.
Yeah, that's true. Didn't think
maybe Red Njord attacks their ships as well.
Oh.
Maybe also if they've got a pirate racket going on and they take a percentage and Red Njord's coming along and murdering everyone, maybe that's drying up their supply route and causing them economic problems.
All right, real fast. Some of the things that you've said have been based on what you learned. So I'm more like things that you would have said, hey, while you're there, make sure you ask about this or try to get information about this.
Well, knowing whether or not Red Njord comes to port was one of the things we needed to know. How often ships come to the port is once a week, vaguely.
What about finding out if they're about the other port we're after? The one on Civilian.
Is that like Njord? No, is it Njordari? I can't remember.
No, we're on Njordari.
There's so many names. I'm not looking at my notes. Where are my notes?
There were two ports on Njordari and one port on...
Yeah, it's New Horn and... I forgot the name where
You're at Black Hills.
Black Hills, yeah, that was it.
Yeah. So basically the Civilian is the big air world. So if you're asking about hiring on a ship, you can find out if there's a ship going.
Thaldar. Hidden inside Large Island Rock.
You could ask if there's any ships headed back there.
No, that was something I can ask it like the other tavern. Did I drink all my ale? Or did I just like half it? Because I was trying not to get drunk.
How much would you have drunk? I mean, you didn't tell me.
These are larger. Probably about half to 3/4 somewhere. It's like most of it, but not all of it.
All right. Then that's what you drank.
Because that would be like the equivalent of a regular ale, because obviously the extra sizes.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't tell me how much you drank, so I wasn't assuming one way or the other. Because it's not necessarily unusual to leave some undrunk. So.
Yeah.
You might also want to find out about the other port on Njordari. Whether they're friendly with the other port or rivals. Just maybe Red Njord goes to the other port. Is it bigger?
Yeah.
So, like, if
can
you're
try
if
and
you're
go to the other tavern and just try to talk to some sailors. These are going to be like the lower class sailors.
if you're trying to hire on with a ship, the way you could frame it is: would you have more chance hiring on with a ship than the other port? And is there anyone that goes between this port and the other port?
All right. So again, that's getting a little bit too much based on information that you've gotten here. Anyone else have anything that they want to suggest that they would have suggested based on information you had before Lafdul got here?
Not really. At least nothing I can think of. Anybody else?
Not really.
Well, I don't think having him ask about the other port is based on information we already had.
No, that was kind of like I was going to ask about hiring on that. Was like my original idea was to see what ships are, pretend I got like dropped off or something, and look like I'm hiring on or something for another ship, and asking about the local competition at another port. There's nothing inherently nuance about that.
But Braxon did say if Red Njord doesn't come here, maybe ask if he goes there. So
yeah, I was going to ask.
That's what I was getting at.
That. Yeah, that.
I mean, I definitely don't mind. I definitely don't mind other people piping up and saying, "Hey, don't forget to ask about this thing that we had already discussed." You know, your character would probably not have forgotten things that you, as the player, may have forgotten because you're not living in this world. This is not in the forefront of your mind, and certainly less time has passed for your character since last week than for you.
Yeah.
It's I don't want people piping up and saying, "Hey, ask about this thing that you just learned here," which is fine.
Yeah,
but so that's why I wanted to get that opened up and asked.
It's been like 2-3 weeks since I learned about the port names and everything, so I'm losing information.
Yeah, no, it's fine and it's understandable. So
you got to have a notepad next to you and keep taking notes as Ald talks.
I wish I was more organized. I really do.
So you've gone down to the docks. What do you want to do down here?
Obviously, I learned the ship's names.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any like quartermasters, officers asking around? I'm just looking out to see if they're hiring on.
I mean, you could go up to one of the ships and ask if they're hiring.
Yeah.
But keep in mind that you're not actually planning on signing up with them, as far as I know.
Yeah.
So you might want to.
Yeah, you sign up, get on.
Well, it's more like
if you're infiltrating them, you need to tell the party you're infiltrating them. You have to be infiltrating the right ship as well, otherwise you end up who knows where.
Well, and that's like what I'm getting at is that I would recommend before you start asking if they're hiring, you have plausible ways to say, "Oh, no, that's great, but it's not what I'm looking for," kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's fine if you want to go ask if they're hiring. Just keep that in mind.
I could ask them if they're going to. No, I don't think there's any harm in asking them if they're going to Njord. Just ask one of the crewmates.
That's fine. I mean, that's not asking if you're hiring on, so
yeah.
Less need to
ask them if either of them are going to Thaldar or Njord.
All right, so which one do you want to go to? You can see minotaurs on the deck of the Bloodsea's Bane.
I'm going to the Damselfly first. the less intimidating one.
Okay.
The Great Answer.
All right, so you can see just a single human up on deck, clearly acting as watch. and you're approaching the vessel. How do you want to play this out? How do you want to signal them? What do you want to do?
How do I want to do this? I guess I just greet him and say, "Hey, are you going to New Haunt at all, or is the captain around? Are you taking on passengers at all, or are you going to New Haunt or Thaldar?"
All right, so you said
I'm just
multiple
asking.
things, and I'm not sure exactly
Oh.
what you're asking. So are you asking, are you going to this place, or this place kind of thing? Or are you just
Yeah.
asking about one of them?
I'm asking about New Haunt first. Are you going to New Haunt at all? I'm gonna check in over at the Bloodsea Bane as well. I casually mentioned. Just check and see if either of you are going to New Haunt.
You'd want to
Or
talk to the captain to find out whether we're going anywhere.
is he about?
I can go see if he's interested in talking. Who can I tell him is asking? What are you interested in? You want passage?
Potentially. I mean, I don't know how long you're staying around for. I mean, I'm not leaving today. I mean, if we were, I might have to get another ship. It's just to get an idea of putting a time sheet together.
And who can I tell him is interested in this information?
Daryl Strongarm.
All right. So he goes down below decks, and after a few minutes returns with a better dressed human with him. Definitely has some of the classic, sea captain look to him.
Mm.
I hear you're looking for a passage to New Haunt.
Yeah, if you happen to be going that way, well, it's more of a getting an idea if any ships are going that way, because I might be looking to book passage. Are you happen to be going that way anytime soon?
I'm not myself. We're expected
No?
to push out, make a stop on Kryn, and then head on out towards Zivlin and the Stellar Isles. If you'd be looking for a passage out there, we could be taking you. It'd be 30 steel pieces, however.
No, unfortunately, that's not where I'm going. Hang on one second. I'm just checking my notes for something. If this, because this is a smuggling. I'm just trying to think of that. Oh, what was the name of that guy?
Which
that
guy?
That guy that was supposed to come into Riox at some point, but I never got the opportunity to meet.
I need a little bit
This
more
guy
information about the guy.
You mean the smuggler?
Yeah, the smuggler that I could potentially get information out of. That was supposed to be going to Riox. I'm wondering if I could casually mention him. If he happens to know if he's going to be coming here. I guess I would let you just tell me to go to the quartermaster.
I believe that was Sard Bloodstone.
Yeah.
Does that sound right?
Yeah, that sounds right. Sorry, it's a bit of a long chance. You know, Sard Bloodstone's coming here.
Oh, he makes an appearance here and there. I don't know his schedule, however. I've seen him about.
Alright, I mean, I'm going to be here for a little while, so obviously might be a chance that he might come by. Alright, thanks for your time.
No problem. If you're looking to book passage, don't hesitate to stop by. We got much more comfortable. We have a much more comfortable room than you'll get over on that vessel over there. He says with a little bit of a spit, pointing to the Bloodsea's Bane.
Yeah. They look like they're, well. No, I'm not going to risk. what's the odds of you being attacked, or they look more capable of defending themselves? That's just insulting your ship. So I'm
Give
not
me an
saying that.
intelligence check, please.
I
Mhm.
That's exactly my intelligence.
All right. You'd guess that this guy is a smuggler.
Yeah, I gathered that instantly.
Oh, that confirms your assumption then.
Yeah, he just. Well, before I pass, I mentioned that herb, and I mentioned the shop I recently came to is looking for this herb. I mean, I'm looking for it, but that shopkeeper was also looking for that herb. He'd appreciate you coming by that if you happen to come by some of that herb.
I'll keep it in mind. Thanks for the tip. That may be a lucrative opportunity for us. Thanks, friend. Much appreciated.
No problem. I bid him good day.
Right.
Trying to be friendly-ish. Oh dear. I'm not looking forward to going to this other ship.
So you're going to make your way down the docks to that ship?
What's wrong about the other ship apart from its mind flayers, and they want you on as fuel?
Yeah, they just want to have him over for dinner.
They got mine. No, they haven't got mine first, did they?
No,
they did. I misheard that.
No, they don't.
They're bind tools. They look like they're an actual pirate ship, probably.
So are you making your way down the docks to them? Yes or no?
I'm hesitant. I don't know if I want to ask about Red Njord if I go there.
I mean, that's up to you. You just make a decision. You don't have to if you don't want to.
I don't currently want to.
Then don't.
You know, that doesn't need to be your opening question. You could ask some other questions and see how you feel about them before deciding whether to ask that.
Or if you don't think they're going to have any information, you can always just avoid them.
Did I?
That's entirely up to you.
There was something I could have asked actually. I just realised. Oh well. There we go. I'll just have to ask the. No, I will go to the Bloodsea Bane and I will try to flag down the. Considering there's multiple people there, a officer.
Okay.
Did Ockar tell me the names of his cousins, didn't he? Or friends, family?
Yes, and I think that your character would remember that. Do you need that information?
I was basically going to make an inquiry about them if you knew of their whereabouts.
So you need that information. You need their names.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So those are Blother, Vringer, and Hurlgang.
Oh, these are names that I'm.
They're just Norse-esque names. Come on, they're perfectly fine.
I've already forgotten all three of them, literally that quickly.
Well, it's not my fault. Your mind is a sieve.
It is. It's too much information for me to hold on.
I'll type them in for you.
Thank you. I definitely appreciate that.
The things I do for you guys.
I know, right? Big Mac's already told me. Yeah, so I go to...
I mean, you might know of some of the other people as well. You could ask.
What's Red Njord known as? Is he just known as Red Njord? That's his pirate's name, though.
Yeah, that's his pirate name.
Friends might necessarily call him by a pirate name, though.
Well, his name is Njord. That is his name. The red part is the pirate appellation.
I could ask...
Maybe it's like judo. Started off as White Njord. Worked his way up to become Black Njord.
That's terrible, but great at the same time. Yeah, so I guess I try to. I'm going to see if I can cast Idea before I do. Because I think I'm missing out on something I don't know.
Okay. So you kind of like go into an alley or something like
Find
that?
somewhere to cast, yeah.
Okay. So you cast that, and you do remember hearing about a Minotaur who may be serving with him. Czar.
Yeah. That was.
I mean,
Oh, wasn't he the change coat from the Emerald Oak Leaf?
he was not on the
Cleric.
Emerald Oak Leaf, no.
Wasn't he?
No, he was not.
Where did I hear about this monitor? I knew it was a really good monitor, wasn't it? Like a really good combatant.
You heard that he was serving on a ship that got attacked. Apparently, all hands lost. Then there was a rumor that he has shown up since then in some ports.
Do I remember what ship got attacked? Sorry, no.
I think you would have been told, but I didn't detail that information.
Oh, alright, it's non-relevant. So I don't understand the significance of asking about this guy now.
You're going to a
It's been
ship full
so
of
long.
Minotaurs. You know of a Minotaur who may potentially be alive after an attack of Red Njord.
Oh,
I mean,
he was attacked by Red Njord.
yeah, he was on a ship that is believed to have been attacked by Red Njord. All hands lost, but people are saying that they've seen him since then. Rumor has it that he's been seen since then. So, on a ship that supposedly everyone died on, one person survived,
Hmm.
and he's a Minotaur. I may be stereotyping Minotaurs here. Sorry, Minotaurs out there. That they all know each other.
They all know each other. So you need to go around and chat up some Minotaurs.
Yeah, I need to ask this guy, but I need a cover story if I'm going to do this.
Just go around the corner and turn into a Minotaur.
I mean, you don't have to. You don't have to ask them. It's just like the idea
No,
would
'cause
give you
I
about
can-
because you were thinking about some of the other people who serve with Red Njord.
Yeah, I know it's related. I could pretend. Wow.
And just so you know, I'm not hinting that these guys will know. I'm just saying that if you're going to ask him about people, here's another person that you could ask
Yeah.
about.
No, it has helped. I'm just trying to draw up a scenario on how I could start this whole shabuckle.
Well, it's getting close to our break. If we want to take the break early and give you some time to think about that.
Yeah, I would. It would help because, yeah.
All right. So
It's really hard doing these solo adventures. Really, really hard. You got no one to bounce ideas off of.
Should
well,
have taken the talking parrot.
it's like
Yeah.
time to start getting other people to come along and figure out a way for them to help you out. That's what you got to do apparently. Anyway, we'll be back in about 10 minutes, everyone. See you shortly.